We saw more anti-Semitic protests here in the city over the weekend. It's been a year, and these have not gotten quiet. When are they going to stop, and what do you make of this?
Look, sadly, these folks, frankly, are useful idiots for Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran. And I think, obviously, so long as this conflict continues, so long as Israel is under threat, you're going to continue to see these types of protests. From my vantage point, 1 year later, not only does Israel continue to have my support, but it needs to defend itself. And the United States needs to stand there shoulder to shoulder. There is no moral equivalency here. Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, they are terror organizations funded and backed by Iran. Frankly, the funds coming from the illicit oil trade with China. So the challenge that I think most Americans need to recognize is the fact that China, Iran, Russia, they are not our friends. They are not our allies. They are seeking to undermine and destabilize the United States, Israel, Europe, and the free world. And what we've seen with the anti-Semitism, what we've seen with the Jew hatred, frankly, is but a part of this. This is a hatred of Western democracy. This is a hatred of capitalism. It is a hatred of Judeo-Christian values. And we see it every day.
And you have to wonder when it comes to Kamala Harris if this is about the votes in 29 days. You know, her lack of support. She refused to call Benjamin Netanyahu an ally when she was on 60 Minutes over the weekend. And you see these remarks from this current administration. And then you see what happened in the primaries, like in Michigan and Minnesota, with the uncommitted vote and those coming out and refusing to vote for her. You have to wonder if her current responses to what's going on are just about votes.
Look, there's no question when you look at the leadership of the Democratic Party, from Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi calling for Netanyahu to step down and regime change, to people like Jerry Nadler, who previously supported the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act, no longer supporting it. And then, obviously, the way this administration has handled the situation on the ground. They tried to placate and appease Iran. They wanted to renegotiate the Iran nuclear deal. They allowed for the illicit oil trade. Kamala Harris saying, I looked at the maps. You can't go into Rafah. Meanwhile, Americans are being held hostage. Put aside for a moment the fact that Israelis are being held hostage. Americans are being held hostage. And the idea that we have not done more to forcefully get them out is shameful, to be quite frank.
Yeah, what do you think the administration should be doing? Because they clearly have not done enough.
Well, first of all, with respect to Qatar, who continues to house Hamas leadership, they should make it very clear that our American hostages must be released immediately, or there will be consequences.